Unlike most of my theories, I actually think I'm onto something real with this one. Crazy, I know. This is British theory. Much smaller in initial scope, but the potential implications could be massive. I think this theory shows we're already on the path to an alternate prophecy ending. British theory centres around two characters, Ramb and Ralsei, both of which are British. Ramb, overtly so, written with a strong Cockney accent. Ralsei, less obviously, but he uses words like chuffed, bum, and lift instead of elevator, not to mention his love of tea. Ralsei is British. In the game, Ralsei acts as our guide, both to the player and in-universe characters, guiding them through the Dark Worlds and explaining how things work there, and to us, the player, by literally telling us how to play the game, which buttons to push, where to find things, how to use the inventory, blah 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 blah. Ralsei is diegetically a video game guide. And the concept of the video game guide is brought up in Noel's blog in the Spampton Sweepstakes, describing events that become relevant in Chapter 3. The cross-shaped maze in the ice area from Dragon Blazers. Once you go in it, no matter where you go, you'll always be brought back to the same room. Normally, one of the characters is supposed to guide you through the maze, but it became one of the most famous, or should I say infamous, parts of the game, because if you go there without that character, you'll basically get stuck forever. The developers actually say something about this in the manual. It warns you this glitch is actually one of the bad guy's magic spells. Yeah, sorry guys, I think you were just eating a little too much fruitcake when making this part of the game. As a kid, I had no idea this was a glitch. I literally spent hours on the screen wandering around thinking there was an exit. The thing is, there actually is one. Somehow, kid me was so stubborn I think I went every single possible direction somehow. Then, the last direction you go is up. If you do that, you'll find a door that doesn't appear anywhere else in the game. This shocked me so much as a kid. I screamed and pulled my controller so hard I'd unplugged the console. I actually started crying. But I knew my mom would turn off the game if she heard me, so I held my breath and started hiccuping and gasping. I literally thought I was going to choke on my tears. It only made me cry more that I had to plug the game back in myself. I was so scared that I would get electrocuted and die from the wires. I was actually always afraid of electrical sockets too because I thought they were looking at me. So I started the game again, and with my hand shaking, I went back into the maze. But what's super weird was that somehow I was able to get right back to the door. I was so happy I almost started screaming again, but remembered to hold my breath halfway. Now, I was going to be able to see what was in the secret door. Also, I thought it was locked, and I've never been able to find any key in the game that opens it. Since then, I can actually get to the door pretty consistently if I concentrate. Unfortunately, I don't know exactly what I'm doing, and it feels different every time, so I can't give any advice. We see this event play out in Chapter 3 in Ramb's backstage games we play without Ralsei present. Exploring areas Ralsei seemed uncomfortable with exploring earlier. Unlike in Noel's original copy of Dragon Blazers, we open the door using her in-game analog and proceed with the sword route, ultimately killing our friends. This door also has a different version of the Deltarune on it, the main symbol of the prophecy everyone is seemingly unbreakably bound to. This is key. Let's take a closer look at Ramb. Ramb is a power strip from the library Chris and Asriel took home to play with. So, why would the library let these kids have a random power strip? Maybe because it's unusable to them. Maybe because it's a British power strip. Ramb is a plug boy, totally different from the rest, and has a British accent. It's staring us right in the face. Ramb is a British power socket. Now to the important bit. Ramb is desperate to recapture the relationship they used to have with Chris. They attempt to do this by taking us backstage to play an alternate version of Tenna's game. How may Chris and Asriel have played with the power strip back then? Video games. The console was plugged into Ramb, but Ramb is a British plug. Then Chris had a British console, a PAL console, with PAL games. Back in the days of cartridges, games often varied from region to region. Censorship, alternate art, changes in narrative. Mario Bros. 2 was famously an entirely different game outside of Japan. Literally a different video game. I think Chris played the British version of Dragon Blazers, a version that was different compared to the local release. We know this because the alternate symbol on the door, the prophecy communicated in this version, is fundamentally different. So what about Ralsei? Ralsei does not like where the prophecy is going. He hoped by being kind our heroes could change it. He encourages us to be kind. He encourages us to not use violence. When he sings the naughty song, he censors all the violent parts. He even censors curse words. Ralsei is the guide from the censored version of the game, the British version. And because he is the guide from the British version of the game, I think he's already unknowingly changed the prophecy. We're told the prophecy has 3 heroes, and it's theorized that Susie is not the girl in the prophecy, instead it's Noelle. Gerson, the writer of the books Dragon Blazers is based on, says that in this story, Susie is the dragon. But Gerson tells us that in Chapter 1, the heroes defeat the dragon. The prophecy has already changed. Through kindness, through censoring violence, we befriended the dragon and added them to our party. A 4th hero, just like the alternate symbol. A kinda censored version of the prophecy. The weird route could be the violent, Noelle-focused one, the American version, but that's a stretch. I'm not sure where the weird route's going in relation to this theory. A stretch of this theory could explain what Ralsei is in the Light World. Ralsei is Chris's British copy of Dragon Blazers. I mean, he knows the prophecy in and out, he knows everything that's going to happen. Could he be? In the same way that the fire extinguisher knows the code? Could Ralsei retain the knowledge of the object that he is? I don't know, man. Ralsei being a British copy of Dragon Blazers leaves a lot unchanged, like his ability to exist in all the different Dark Worlds, the fact that we don't bring him there, he shows up himself, I don't know. That's for you guys to figure out. A small add-on I thought of just now is Toriel put parental locks on the TV. She took an active step in censoring her kids' entertainment. Could this hint at only allowing her kids to play a censored version of the hot new game? I don't know. Like I said, this is a smaller theory. Smaller in terms of things that I need to cover. I think it's massive in terms of what it means to the game, but I think I covered everything I needed to. Ram allowed Chris to play an alternate PAL version of Dragon Blazers where the heroes befriended the dragon instead of defeating it. Ralsei hinted at through being British as unknowingly guiding us through this censored version of the prophecy and has unknowingly already prevented the tragic ending through our kindness befriending Susie. The end.